So, you did it. You booked that dream vacation. The flights are locked in, the hotel looks amazing, and you even did the responsible thing and bought travel insurance. But what if I told you that one tiny oversight in how you chose that plan could make it completely useless when you need it most? Suddenly, that dream trip could morph into a financial nightmare, leaving you on the hook for thousands in unexpected bills. Before you go, I'm going to walk you through the biggest mistakes people make with travel insurance so you can be sure you're actually protected. Section 1. Mistake number 1. Buying your insurance too late. Let's kick things off with one of the most common and costly mistakes, leaving your travel insurance purchase until the very last minute. The problem? You've spent months planning your trip, but you figure, hey, I'll just grab insurance the week before I leave. It's just another thing on the to-do list, right? What could possibly go wrong between now and then? The agitation. A whole lot, actually. Picture this. 2 weeks before your trip, your airline suddenly goes out of business. Or a health issue you thought was minor flares up, and your doctor says, you're not going anywhere. You rush to buy a policy to cover the cancellation, only to discover you can't. Trip cancellation coverage only protects you from the moment you buy it. By waiting, you've left your investment totally unprotected. Even worse, some of the most valuable benefits, like a waiver for pre-existing medical conditions or the coveted cancel for any reason upgrade, are often only available if you buy your policy within a specific time-sensitive window, usually 14 to 21 days from when you made your first trip payment. If you wait to buy insurance until after a hurricane has already been named, you can forget about any claims related to that storm. The solution: this one's easy. Buy your travel insurance the moment you make your first non-refundable payment. Whether it's for flights, a tour, or a hotel, that's your signal. Buying early maximizes your coverage window and makes you eligible for the most critical benefits. You wouldn't drive a new car off the lot without insurance, so don't leave your vacation investment unprotected for a single day. Section 2. Mistake. Number 2. Assuming cheaper is better and all plans are the same. The next major pitfall is falling for the cheapest is best trap. It's so tempting to go on a comparison site, sort by price, and just click the lowest number. The problem: you spot a plan for a fraction of the cost of the others and think you've hit the jackpot. You buy it, feeling incredibly savvy, and don't bother to look at the details. The agitation. Fast forward to your trip. The airline loses your luggage. You check your policy and realize your bargain plan has a baggage limit so low it barely covers the cost of a new pair of socks. Or, far worse, you have a real medical emergency overseas and find out your plan's medical coverage is shockingly low, leaving you facing a 5-figure hospital bill. That bargain was cheap for a reason. It was full of holes. A lot of travelers also click on the convenience insurance offered when booking flights, not realizing these can offer far less coverage than a dedicated plan, sometimes with huge gaps in medical benefits. The solution: you have to know what you're buying. Travel insurance isn't a one-size-fits-all product. Are you going on a pricey, non-refundable safari? You need a comprehensive plan with high cancellation limits. Are you a digital nomad planning to work from another country for 6 months? You should look for a long-stay travel medical plan. For most people taking a standard vacation, a comprehensive plan is the way to go, as it bundles everything from cancellation and medical emergencies to baggage loss and delays. Don't just choose the cheapest option. Choose the smartest one for your specific trip. Section 3. Mistake. Natru 3. Not understanding covered reasons and exclusions. This is it. This is where so many well-intentioned travelers get completely blindsided. You see trip cancellation on your policy and think it means you can cancel for, well, any reason at all. The problem: you get into a silly argument with your travel buddy and decide you don't want to go anymore. So you cancel the trip and file a claim, expecting a full refund. The agitation. Claim denied. You're shocked, you're angry. But here's the hard truth. Standard trip cancellation only pays out for a specific list of covered reasons that are spelled out in your policy. A change of heart, sadly, isn't on that list. People also get caught by exclusions all the time. You go skiing in the Alps, take a tumble on the slopes, and only then discover that your policy specifically excluded winter sports. Other common exclusions can include incidents involving alcohol or not disclosing pre-existing mental health conditions. The solution: you have to read the fine print. I know it's about as exciting as watching paint dry, but it is essential. Before you buy, find the list of covered cancellation reasons and the list of exclusions. If something isn't listed as a covered reason, you're not covered. Simple as that. If you want the ultimate flexibility, you need to buy a Cancel for Any Reason CFAR add-on. This upgrade lets you claim back a significant portion, typically 50-75%, of your non-refundable trip costs for literally any reason. And if you're planning anything more adventurous than working on your tan, like skiing, scuba diving, or even horseback riding, check if you need to add on adventure sports coverage. It's usually a small extra cost that can save you from a mountain of debt. Section 4. Mistake. Number 4. Relying only on your credit card or health insurance. This is a huge one. So many people think, I've got a fancy credit card with travel perks and great health insurance at home. I'm all set, right? Wrong. The problem: you decide to skip a dedicated travel insurance policy, figuring your existing coverage is a good enough safety net. The agitation. Then you have a medical crisis in a foreign country and discover your domestic health plan has zero coverage abroad. Or your trip gets cancelled and you find that your credit card's trip insurance, while better than nothing, has low coverage limits and very strict rules. Even worse, many people are shocked to discover that their credit card policy has massive gaps and may not include robust emergency medical or evacuation coverage, which are the most critical and potentially bank-breaking parts of any travel protection. The solution: treat your credit card and health insurance as supplemental coverage, not your primary shield. Before your trip, call your providers and get it in writing exactly what they cover internationally. Ask about their specific limits for medical expenses and emergency evacuation. You will almost certainly find gaps. Then buy a standalone travel insurance policy to fill them. The Australian government's Smart Traveller website puts it perfectly. Travel insurance is as important as a passport. Adding that, if you can't afford travel insurance, you can't afford to travel. Section 5. Mistake. Number 5. Messing up the claims process. Even if you do everything right and buy the perfect policy, it can all be for nothing if you don't handle the claim correctly when disaster strikes. The problem: your bags get stolen or you have to cut your trip short because of a family emergency back home. You're stressed and think, I'll just sort out the paperwork when I get back. The agitation. Weeks later, you finally file your claim and it's denied. Why? Because you didn't call the insurance company within the required time frame after the incident occurred. You didn't get a police report for the theft or an official doctor's note advising you to end your trip. You sent in sloppy receipts or couldn't prove your non-refundable costs. One simple procedural mistake just cost you thousands of dollars. The solution: the moment something goes wrong, your first call should be to your travel insurance provider's 24/7 emergency assistance line. Program that number into your phone before you even leave home. When you call, explain what's happened and ask the representative exactly what documentation you need to file a successful claim. Document everything. Get police reports for theft. Keep detailed medical records for any injury, and save every single itemized receipt. Following their rules to the letter is the single best way to make sure your claim gets approved without a fight. Travel should be about making incredible memories, not worrying about financial disasters. In 2026 and beyond, think of travel insurance less as a purchase driven by fear and more as an investment in your peace of mind. By avoiding these 5 mistakes: buying too late, picking the cheapest plan blindly, ignoring the fine print, over-relying on other coverage, and fumbling the claims process, you're taking control. You're no longer just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. You're preparing properly, which allows you to truly relax and soak in every moment of your trip. Now you have the knowledge to travel with real confidence, knowing you're genuinely protected. What are your own travel insurance stories? Have you ever made one of these mistakes, or do you have a killer tip I missed? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could be the one that saves another traveler from a total nightmare. Safe travels!